Look at you over there in your fluffy socks. So we're going to look at HEX Liquidity. What does a buy mean? What does a sell mean? I'm going to give you the superpower of viewing the snapshots, how it changes with the price range over time. You're going to see what actually is the heartbeat and footprint of the market when people come and act on certain stuff, all right? Now, before I start, I want you to know that I've been day trading since 2011, and everything you learn in this video, it is not an excuse for you to think you're some sort of genius and for you to start day trading. You're going to get smashed. You're going to get annihilated, okay? Oh, it's 2011 since I started. I've met over 1,000 people who trade. It's been 12 years. I can count the people who retired on my hand, okay? So you're not going to make it, okay? The top 2%, they're going to make it. They don't need to watch this video. But you're going to learn this. You're just going to see what goes on. And because I love you so much, I'm going to show you how everyone gets screwed, okay? They're going to get screwed at the times that they needed this stuff to rely the most. And when it doesn't, that's when the big moves happen, okay? So we're going to go through this. You're going to promise me, if you're watching this, you are not going to day trade. I don't want you to become another pathetic statistic, and then you end up being the reason why we pump up so hard in the first place, okay? You got to know that this is a superpower, and when you understand this, it doesn't mean, oh, I can see stuff moving here and there. No, you don't actually need these, by the way. I'll call it a superpower. It's a tongue-in-cheek, right? You can still make money of trading on indicators, but you're still going to underperform hodling, okay? So there was this new snapshot for HEX Liquidity. You can see it on the HEX Uniswap V3 liquidity providers here as they guess the range, all right? So it's still thin above 5.5 cents. We're going to go through that. Marketplace shift orders around. People want to buy more as the price goes up. This is actually, it's funny, this statement I made is actually the most important piece of this whole tweet. I know it slips in there. This is literally the edge. People want to buy more as the price goes up, okay? This is why crypto moves the way it does. So everything I'm about to show you, you can just scratch it, okay? If you hold long enough, the price goes up and people eventually want to buy. So this is actually a secret Easter egg, okay? I'm showing it for you now. If you're watching this video, yes, you can scratch everything. This just means hold forever, okay? So, and that's why we get big price pumps. All right, so if we go into this picture, we can see, right, the bids and the asks. I'm going to go through, I'm going to give you a super nice, beautiful looking chart and ladder, right? So these are the bids, people who want to buy, and then on the other side, you got people who want to sell, okay? It's easier when it's seen in ladder format, okay? The people who want to sell on the right, people who want to buy on the left, you know, and when there's thicker people on one side, it means there's more interest, okay? So it becomes an order block, and we're going to go through exactly what that means. And I'm using HEX as an example because it's not on centralized exchanges, and the majority of the volume's on Uniswap, so it's more pure, if you get what I mean, all right? But as we know, HEX goes so much up to the moon and collapses down anyway that these orders don't really mean that much in short term. It's just a snapshot, okay? And you get to see it over every day, over time. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move to Trading View, and I'm going to show you, right? So but we're going to go back to this chart, but there's two resistances here, and you're going to be able to see why I said, oh, there's just resistances here, okay? And I want you to know everyone else can see them too, okay? So it's information I can see. The guys with bigger money, they can see this exact same information as well, okay? So, okay, on this chart, you can, so this really cool hexagon guy, Emibap, he made a V3 viewer. You can view the liquidity pool for HEX USDC, okay, the most commonly traded pool. You can type in Uniswap V3 in Trading View, and you actually apply it, and then you get this blue graphs right here. But these are confusing for most people. This is just volume moving up and down, and you can see where the market wants interest, right? So right now, I was HEX exactly at 4 cents. You can see everyone's coming in with interest here, okay? And you can see the thicker it is, the more interest there is. So you can see there's already people. They're like, oh, I want to sell around here, right? But this doesn't really mean anything. Like, yes, you know it's stopping here, but that doesn't tell you. Like, I can be sitting here with like 25 million USDC, and I can just want to chew through that. You don't know that. This information does not tell you what the market buyers want to do, or the market sellers. That's the most important part. So the people who want to act, this doesn't show you all of them. This just shows you kind of what's going on, okay? Like, okay, yeah, people there's interest and it's stopped here, all right? If you watch long enough, maybe you see some patterns, you're going to underperform hodling. So what I've done is I've got a ladder here to show you Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin. So Bitcoin chart on the bottom, okay? And this is just Binance chart. So this ladder moves up and down. So when we're looking at these other charts, okay, remember on that other chart, you had the right hand and the left hand side. Well, this is the right hand side and the left is the buy side. So when people move a market, they just click in. So I can click in up here and I can hit in this. You can see all this number in the red here. There's 58 Bitcoin that wants to sell, and a bid under it is only 10 Bitcoin, and we're moving in dollar increments in the middle. Okay, these are just all computerized algo stuff. People market making. They're trying to arbitrage a dollar here and there. It's all HFTs just trying to feed onto each other. Okay, so this is what the ladder actually looks like. This is what I look at. This is what professionals, we like to look at this because it's just easier to see. You know, price goes up and moves up, price goes down and moves down. Okay, but if you just leave your resting offer somewhere, half the time it's fake. Most of the time it's fake. People want to fake other people out. So here, it's 80 Bitcoin here. They don't want to hit down. They're just letting it go. Okay, all the algos are pushing in. And like, you know, if you want to know why it would move down, well, probably someone sells on Coinbase, for example. Maybe someone sells Bitcoin on Coinbase. It goes down $5 there. And then these market makers come hit down here. They'll try to arbitrage it. Okay, this offer will hit down into this 6. And the first 6 that hits down gets to take it. So you get filled first. Okay, but Uniswap is cool, right? So I'm going to delete this. Uniswap just shows you the snapshot. There is no, this is like a ladder, okay, moving up and moving down. So you can actually see, if I get the tool here, down here are the bids. Everything under is a bid. And then everything on top is an offer. People want to sell. So, and that's what it looks like. And this is constantly changing, okay? And you know, this is where the bid and the ask would be. Okay, so we're going to go back here. This is why, obviously, as the market pushed up for HEX, okay, I've got here in my tweet. HEX is chewing through orders, which it did. And it's going to need more time to rinse out short-term traders. Big resistance is at 5 cents. The next one is at 7. So this is just me sharing with you. Okay, well, we went to 5. Why? Like I looked on the chart. This is what the 12-hour chart. You can see the last time it stopped was here as well. Okay, you can see here. See here? A lot of people stopped out here and then we crashed. And then surprise, surprise, when we got there again, big orders start hitting 20 million, 30 million. You know, I've woken up and I can see this. Now, there's nothing that tells you this is definitely going to happen. This is just me relaying this information to you in real time. And what you also should gather from this info is even though I know how to do all of this, it's still not worth my time to trade and do this. It's not. You sit there and you stake. It really isn't, okay? The slippage is trash. It's too erratic, and you just never know when someone's going to come and screw you. Like, do you really want to be trading, have a position on, go to sleep, wake up, and then V3 got announced, for example? You know, like if you sold your HEX trying to rebuy lower, and then, you know, V3, literally Pulse Chain gets more announcements. Now you're praying for it to come down. You're starting to sweat. This is what happens, man. When you start to get into this game, you start betting for the thing that you're rooting for. You start betting for it to go down, and you start sweating when it goes up. And you don't know the embarrassment of people messaging you saying, wow, we're going up, but you want it to go down. Okay? It will tear apart 99% of people. 99% of you, okay? You don't want to be in that. And I'm just relaying this info because, oh, look, maybe at 7 cents, the same thing's going to happen. Can you make money off it? Probably. Probably out there, there's people scalping, this and that, but 99% are going to get absolutely destroyed. The slippage on Uniswap is huge, okay? You have no edge. You're seeing the same information as everyone else. Okay, so this is a website, cool website, Liquidity Viewer. You can actually view it there. So this, see that indicator I showed? That's just this sideways, okay? So when I go and view it, I want to go view it live. You can go to this website, you just type in HEX and go to the USDC pool. Okay, so this is another complicated issue that's going to come because there's going to be different liquidity pools, and you're going to have to like assume that you know which one is the most actively traded. You can check it, but you don't really know, man. Big players come from different ratios and different stuff. Okay, so if you move to the right, you go higher in price, and this is how you can kind of tell where does the market think the average range is. Look, highest is about 5.4 cents. Lowest is about 3.2. Now, this lowest part doesn't really matter because when it comes down here, people hit up market. And you know that, right? So I'm already telling you, yeah, there are no orders above 5.4 cents. We can go back to the trading view chart right now. You see up here? Where is 5.4? Up here. See how it gets super, super thin? Okay? It gets super thin up here. And then nothing. See how thin it is up here? But you already know, if people wake up and they see 8 cents, there's going to be weak hands clicking market sell. So no matter where you are, there are people buying and selling. Okay? Now, this is the Uniswap site. It's confusing because on Uniswap, if you go to the right, that's the bids. Whereas everything else is the asks. Okay? So you got to look carefully. But this is where all the information is derived from. Okay? Now, I want to show you a different token. So this is PLSD, PulseDoge, right? So PulseDoge, this is a USDC pool. When I got out, I don't normally look at these. I want to hold as long as possible because these all can be faked, snapshots here and there. They can change over time, right? And they do. But I just noticed at the time there was like an insane amount of thickness on the ask side and nothing on the bids. And I was like, well, it's probably going to go down. Why? Because we're still early to crypto. Not everyone knows how to read this and whatever, you know. Now, I'm telling you right now, this is going to get you more hurt in the long run because what happens is for most people is you make a bit, you make a bit, you make a bit. And then when you need a hold in the most important part of the cycle, you will get out, okay? You have to be willing to hold everything to zero. I promise you this, okay? You have to. Now, HEX, look at this. HEX's market cap, 5.6 billion. Okay, this is the real one on, or a better one than CoinMarketCap, 5.6 billion. So you can already see this number has nothing to do with what I showed you. So now when you see market cap, that doesn't actually move the price. What moves the price is people hitting market and you having a look at the liquidity. So you have the liquidity here. Let's move it for HEX. Look into hex.com. Awesome website by Gerardo. I'm just looking here. And I'm like, okay, wow, there's like 8.3 million on the asks now. Total, right? So if you want to 4x the price, you put in 8.3 million, right? You smash it. So you need to understand that when you're looking at these, it's a constant snapshot. It's a snapshot, but it's always changing, constantly changing. There's always people coming in. There's people placing big orders to see if other players are weak hands. So you're going to see, right, if we go back to the chart, let's delete this. You might see, for example, someone comes in and just places like, I don't know, a 200 million HEX sell. They might just do that, right? 200 million. It'll go off the charts. Someone will do this, right? I promise you, one day we're going to see something like that, like all the way off the charts. And they're just going to sit there, and for all you know, they got a Twitter account, and they go, oh my god, someone just placed a 220 million HEX sell. Crap, the rally must be over. Okay? And what they do is they just help spread that message, you know, because we're still early to crypto. Not everyone can see this, right? And then when this message goes on, people under him who are weak, okay, they're going to start selling. And maybe the price just starts like trickling down. Goes down to 3.7 cents. And this bastard that has this offer, he deploys on another wallet his USDC to buy here. Maybe he accumulates 50 million HEX. And guess what? As soon as he's done, what does he do? Delete. See you later. No more offer. Goodbye. Ladder again. Okay. You see how there's a 90 up here? There's 120 on the bid. Looking at my arrow here. There's 120 on the bid and there's 90 on the offer. Just think like this is the same as in HEX, right? What if someone just made this 90,000 Bitcoin, you know? We call it spoofing. If they did that, everyone's like, this guy's going to liquidate Satoshi's wallet. And then people sell, and he's on the bids. Maybe that's him. It's the same guy on the bids. Okay? So, we all did this, by the way. Everybody who's traded, every single person who's traded crypto has spoofed. Okay? And they do this in real markets. There's laws, but there's no laws here, man. It's all DEXs. Okay? So, the markets learn. They're like, nah, I don't believe you. People account for it. They adjust to it. It's actually amazing, right? So, when you're looking at this, you can see how, just because you see a big order, doesn't mean it's real all the time. When I saw the PLSD, PulseDoge orders, I felt it's real just because I don't know. I thought, I don't think they're going to play that game here. I think we're a bit too early. Right? So I don't have a formula for you, But I think HEX has enough big, smart players who are here, and it's in serious size, that they will do this. They will do this, right? So you're going to get into more trouble using this, okay? And I'll tell you now, the bigger a market cap and value of a coin grows, the more bigger players there are, and everybody does this, okay? People do this even at real estate. Maybe you go put in fake bids. People go do this at auctions. This is just the market process. And all of this gets weeded out. I promise you, the most amazing part, you go through all these intricate details and people actually clicking market. So that's why when you have Uniswap, when you hit a market order, you're actually buying through the orders. Okay, if you put 5,000 USD, you are chewing through the order. This is what actually moves. So, see, no one can tell you, hey, am I going to buy 500 USDC? Or do I want to buy 5,000? What about 50, 500, 5 million? Okay, you don't have that on your chart. None of this information is displayed there. All that's displayed are people playing around, guessing the range, Uniswap V3 LP. Okay, so just as a quick refresher, these LPs, they are, I'm gonna have to draw, I'm sorry, but they are, alright? They are toilet paper hands, okay? They are toilet paper hands, and I'm also, I know this is double offensive to them, I'm gonna enlarge this emoji. These guys are toilet paper hands. You know why? And they're bigger toilet paper hands than what you think. These guys, they know about HEX, Uniswap, and all this. They know about the HODL meme. They know money's being printed around the world. They know crypto is growing. They know the users are growing. They know Bitcoin's one of the miracles and crypto's a miracle that it even all works. And this industry is absolutely going to them. And they know all of this, yet they're still gambling. Okay? They're paper hands. This V3 LP stuff, most of the people in here, they're guessing a range because they want to get the fees. So when you go on Uniswap, when I just brought this here, right, if you just put like, if you're buying and trading with like 500K, for example, here and there, you're going to be paying a fee, and these guys are going to be getting it in between. And their goal is, I'm trying to guess the range. And then maybe we go down, and now their range is down here. And then we go up, and they have a new range up here. They want the market to do this, up and down, up and down, up and down, to get the fees. That's what they want. And if we go down, let's say we go down here, they want the same thing. And they think they're all going to be able to predict correctly where it's going to shift next and not be able to get caught with the bag. So there's actually been data released. People tested on Ethereum USDT, which is the highest volume pair in Uniswap. It's Ethereum, okay? And they checked the Uniswap V3 liquidity providers, and guess what? Most of them lose money. Most of them are underperforming buy and hold, okay? They're getting crushed. They're underperforming buy and hold by a long shot. And a lot of them are underperforming Uniswap V2. In V2, you can't tell it how much size you want to do. It's always 50% up and 50% on the bids. You're providing two sides, 50-50 ratio. With these LPs, you can decide to stack all your size somewhere and then have a little bit somewhere else. You can decide to do that. And people who are just doing 50-50, they are making more money by default than all of these other people trying to do these LPs and do these different ranges and get fees, okay? So not only do you have all the HODL memes, not only do we know crypto is growing, not only do we know you're going to get destroyed doing this on average, you're going to underperform buy and hold. Not only do we know all this, there's data already showing that they suck. And yet, they still continue to do it. You know why? I'll tell you why. Fear. Every time the market goes down, so let's go through this. Every time the market goes down, this sticks in people's minds for like 2 years. This sticks in people's minds for 3 years alone. Okay? People, they're never going to forget this range. We got absolutely demoralized here. They are going to carry these scars for the rest of their life. I promise you that. Okay? They can't unlearn this. That's why they're always going to be providing liquidity. And that's what you want. You want them to do that. Let them rinse themselves. Let them play that game. So even though you've learned today, oh wow, there's liquidities. There's something called the ladder, which I showed you. Prices go up and down. And you can see people placing orders here. It's all a bunch of baloney. Because I promise you this. If you were viewing the Uniswap V3 when you needed it the most. So let's look at HEX on its stellar run, okay? So when you see this run of it going up, you would probably think, oh, the V3 LP at the time probably looked like this, right? You probably would think, let's say you go down here, okay? Let's say before it did this run up, you're probably assuming this is the bids, okay? And these are the offers. Let's do this. This is what's going to blow your mind. Okay. This is the final part of my video, and this is the ultimate conclusion. You have to learn this. If you don't learn this, you're going to lose everything. So, this is what it looks like when the market goes up. So, we have this here, and we're going to put bids, okay? B-I-D. And the bids are thick, and the offer is thin, okay? Offer. People wanting to sell. That's what you think it looks like. You think that because the market went up, probably the snapshot was that the bids were huge and the offer was tiny. Wrong. That's not what happens, friends. I'm going to delete this now for you. Okay, that's not actually what it looks like when it goes up. No one who wants to buy a large amount leaves their bids down there, okay? No one. Nobody leaves huge bids up here with tiny offers like that. It does not look like that. Do you know what it looks like? Inverse, okay? You have thick offers of people who want to sell here, here, here. And you have little bids like this. That's actually what it looks like. So all these people who are gambling, this is why they keep getting wrecked. They're like, oh, there's no one here who wants to buy. But I just showed you. I went to Uniswap. See this Uniswap example? Where on your formula are you going to tell everyone that your friend Somi wants to buy 5 million worth? Okay? Show me on the chart where it tells you that. Show me on the Uniswap V3 where it shows you that. I'm not going to come and tell you how much I want to buy for you to front run me. So the person who actually moves the market, the biggest players, they don't care. And the weakest hands, the FOMO buyers, they don't care either. It's everybody going in, hundreds and thousands of people just buying in, 10K, 5K. We don't care. They've been marketed to, promoted to, and they just want to buy, right? So, looking at this, back to this. You see these small bids? That's what it looks like. And what ends up happening is they start getting chewed. So the market price starts going up, and we chew these. And we might come down a bit. We come up, and now it's thin again. And then everybody thinks we're going down. Nope, we go up, we chew these ones too. And then we chew them up, chew the higher ones as well. We can actually make this look like this. So you can see it over time. That's what happens. You chew, you go up here, you chew. More people come in. And everyone thinks it's going to stop now. It's going to stop now. There's no bids. That's what everyone says. And then you actually keep chewing up. You go up. And then, obviously, at the very, very top. See, you can just go off people's emotions. At the euphoria, no one even wants to place offers anymore. Okay? So this is where I'm going to blow your mind. The final piece of this message. You know what the tops look like? The tops look like this. The tops look like... Let's do this. Huge bids. Huge. And... no offers. That's what a top looks like. Top equals tops. Huge bids, no offers. And it's the inverse for the bottoms, by the way. Okay? And I'm going to go back. I'm going to show you this as well. This is what the tops look like. It's literally, no one wants to sell because it's going up forever. These bids are so thick. And there's offers up here. Guess what? No one wants... This is how you know it's a top, right? No one wants to hit market anymore. Nobody. Instead... the bids slowly get chewed up. The bids slowly get chewed up, and then we go down. And that's what happens, okay? So, this is actually what happened at the bottom. I was tweeting about it. You can go back and check. Bids are... at the bottoms, it is... And this is what happened with HEX as well. At the bottoms, the bids are tiny, and the offers are big, which is the range we are now. This is how I thought. Wow, I really thought this. So, when we're down here... the offers are thick, man. The offers down to 5 cents. This is actually the range right here. To this huge, huge thickness of orders. We had nothing on the bids down here. So I'm going to write B for bid and O for offer. Okay? There was nothing. It was just thick up here. And we go down and down. And everyone was like, oh my God. That's why everyone says we're going down to below a penny. Everyone was saying we're going below 1 cent. Because there's no more bids. But that's actually the bottom of the range. The bottom of the range is that. And so that's why, once you start going up the other way, it's a sign like, oh my God, we've run out of sellers, right? Because the sellers the bids were this thin, and the sellers still didn't want to hit market. It stopped, you know. People placed big offers down here, which is Wallet DO1 and the other scum, and they got chewed up. So we're starting to get chewed the other way. Look, the best part is you don't actually need to know all this. So I've shown you this video. You get a deep look into liquidity and it shifts and people doing their stuff. I'm telling you now, man, I traded for, I'm still trading, still day trade, 11 to 12 years. And I'm telling you, I had to unlearn everything and become a perma bulltard. Because I know, oh my God, 1,000 people who have traded, I can count the people who retire on my hand. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so I'm here to tell you the golden goose. And the golden goose is, forget everything that you just watched. I love you all, friends. Until next time.